Welcome, welcome. Greetings, darling. Naima Singletary here with the power to lead. If you're here for the first time, I'm here every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Paris time. And for those of you who, come here regularly, you see my setting. I'm just sitting in a different area. I usually sit over on my dining room table. And now I'm sitting on the left seat in the living room because I wanted a casual, like super laid back scenario. What's going on? You notice today I don't have any makeup other than brow and lip. And I've been using a lot of my brain lately. Whew, I got some hair on my phone. I've been using a lot of my brain. And not only that, this week's theme, is be her now. Be her now. And in being her now, you're collapsing time and space. And yet you're still here, right? Your body is still here. And so there's a frequency, when you, in order for you to be her now, you're operating from a future vision that you have, right? And what is that? What is that? Let's see, I just see something on my screen. Oh, I think that's okay. You have a vision for yourself, for your life. And there's a frequency in that you're basically bringing into now. And it really causes disruption in a good way. Like, this is happening for you to actually manifest now, which you're thinking you're going to manifest a year from now or 5 years from now. And move through a lot of the density and gunk of being here on the third dimension. And so that's what's been happening with me. I live what I teach, and I've been using a lot of my brain. Remember I told you guys, well, I don't know if I told you, but on Instagram yesterday, I was saying that yesterday was content day, and it was content day. And my brain, I've been using so much energy. And then also what I realized yesterday, and I'm going to get to today's topic in just a moment, but I wanted to show you guys and really talk to this reality and not just constantly be like just talking about, or like the living of it, right? I want to show you the living of it and not just talk about the living of it. And so, what's up? So I just was like, I woke up. First of all, I had a cough yesterday. My throat was kind of tingly, and now that's gone. But I can still feel where I need to really let myself chill today. Really let myself relax. And so I'm letting myself do that and let the frequency speak to me. This is what it's important for you to let the frequency. There's instruction in the frequency. So for example, I told you guys about my eliminating sugar as a lifestyle and not just like a 30-day thing. So I have been incredibly weak because I've been exerting so much energy to abstain from sugar. And I didn't even realize this. So this happened yesterday. I'm sharing with you what happened. So I was at Starbucks and I was just feeling this, just like, just feeling like that at Starbucks. And I ended up on LinkedIn, and there was a video where a Chinese woman was talking about his name. I know I won't say it right, but he wrote The Art of War. And he talked about when striking a thing, you don't strike it directly, you strike it in the weak spot. Because when you strike it directly, you exert so much energy in the striking of it directly to where you're actually not winning. Because once you strike and you exert all that energy, you have little energy for your next move. And so when you go in at the weak spot, you hit and you have energy to keep going. So I placed it in the context of the sugar thing, and I was like, I saw that I was going about it the same way I've always gone about it. This is what I mean by frequency. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this the same way I always do it, where I'm like, yeah, I'm doing food things to change my palate, but I'm still using a lot of willpower. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do sugar 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then wean myself off like that. As soon as I even made that decision in my head, oh God, I remember yesterday I talked about decisiveness. As soon as I made the decision in my head, literally I felt some of my energy come back into my body. Isn't that amazing? Like, there's a frequency to this, and what got you here won't get you there. See, because what got me here, like these games I play with sugar or to do this 30-day thing, that's not getting me to where I'm going, meaning getting me to making this a lifestyle change and not just some 30-day challenge type stuff. And so as soon as I said 3 days and wean myself off that way, my energy came back, and I had some sugar, and I actually felt better. I felt better. And so today is no sugar, and like I feel good. Like this feels good. Like I was struggling. I was struggling with doing the cold turkey thing. And I'm not saying that's for you. What I'm saying is listen to the frequency. So the frequency is also telling me that I have been in doing and going, and that I need to calm down. I need to rest, and that's what today is about. It's about resting. Like, I'm really happy to be able to rest today. I do have a Facebook Live with one of my affiliates today. And so I'll be doing that. And perhaps if I really feel it in me to create some content, I'll create some more content. Like, I was up late last night writing content for a website. And I was really like forcing myself to do it. And normally when I write, I don't have to force because I love it. The creativity of it, but I was forcing it last night, and it's because I had a deadline too. I had to get it done, but had I not had that deadline, that would not have gotten finished last night. So I'm sharing that with you just to show you what it looks like versus just talking about bringing the future into now, being her now. This is what it looks like. You get signals and you realize, the thing that you have been doing because it's familiar or comfortable, don't do it. The frequency is saying do this. And so you got to be perceptive. You have to be able to hear. You have to be able to see. You have to have spiritual sight. So these are all the skills that you're learning, and you're going to really deepen into in a big way if you come into space in Paris. Space in Paris. So today's topic is when all that's left is you're in or you're out. I like that. I love that. When all that's left is you in or you out. You know what I love about this? It's decisive. It's clean. It's to the point. So my intent when I got here today and thinking about this topic, I was thinking about it from the perspective of, for those of you who you're in this world, but you're not of this world. Since you were a child, you've been different. You maybe wondered for a while, if you were qualified enough, if you were too weird to really do something extraordinary in this world and really affect the change that you want to see. You've been the black sheep, and you've been unusually powerful for as long as you can remember. And so you've tried to play these third dimension games. You've tried to make yourself fit into what currently exists. You've tried to get a job and do the job thing. Many times, perhaps. You've tried to be cool, be nice. Just make yourself fit. Because the doubt and the fear of really bringing your weirdness, your black sheepness, your uniqueness, your power to the world has felt perhaps dangerous, too much, scary. How? With who? In what way? And you've tried so much spirituality tools and tactics. You've talked to spiritual people, healers, shamans. You've gone on voyages, Machu Picchu, Thailand. You've gone to see some shaman in the jungles of Peru. I mean, right? Like, you've done it all. You've gone on the 7-day silent meditations. You've gone on the hot baths, the colonics, the fasts. You've done every spiritual thing. You've gone on every vision quest, right? You have tried and explored and journeyed and voyaged to try to figure out, can you, will you, who are you, what's going on, why are you here, who are these people, where are you going, is this meant to be, what's next, right? And then at the end of it all, when you're sitting somewhere thinking about it or laying in bed thinking about it, you realize that yes, you've gone on all these journeys and voyages and explorations and hikes and flights and treks up to the jungle and into the mountains and up to the shrine and over to the Buddha and into the hut and over to the village in India and, you know, down to the jungle and that, like you've, right? And even after all that, maybe you've done that for the last 20 years. Even after all that, you're the thing. You're still not doing the thing. You're still not being that standout in the world. You still are not being that publicly powerful thought leader. Taking what it is that you know, that thing that somehow you've put to the side and went and explored something else. Like as if somehow that thing that you possess is not the thing. Because how on earth could that thing be the thing? It's too simple. When in fact, that is the thing, and you're here to carve out. And then if you're like me, you have refused. You have refused for your entire life the status quo. And you have found ways, really, you found ways to be successful here on earth. And those ways became boring to you. Boring. And so what gets presented to you again after you've gone in all your circles and you've found some success, what gets presented to you again is the real truth of your work. Your real original thing. And it may be something very difficult that you're here to do. Say hi to Queen. And so I want to say, you know, I was talking to a special woman yesterday and I was telling her, people don't know who I am. And I take partial responsibility for that because perhaps I need to say it. You know, there's so much of me that's like, I expect people to just know, like feel it, sense it. And if they don't feel it or sense it, they're not my people, you know? But I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. I also feel like words wouldn't even really articulate the full range of who I am. So, back to what I was saying about you've created some success and you got bored with that success, and then the original work is presented to you again to step into. And you've already been on the voyages. You've already been on the voyages. And you already know that it's not about trekking on another voyage. It's not even about praying again, because you've been praying. It's not even about another program. It's not about going for another walk, even though the walks are nice. It's you're either going to birth the work, the real work, the real vision, the real big thing that's been with you since you were 12, since you were 5, since you were 20. You're either going to walk in that direction with your whole self, afraid, not knowing, that step by step, but just knowing that that's the direction you're meant to go in. You're either going to walk that path and dedicate to that path, or you're not. You know, after you've gone in all the circles and all the trekking and voyages, you're in or you're out. You're going to walk your signature path, or you're not. And it's really a liberating thing. Like, at the threshold, it might feel, who knows, right? But what a blessing to have that presented, because you've dug enough, you've explored enough, you've questioned enough. What a blessing to be presented with such an opportunity. And then when you walk through the door, there's a lot of money on the precipice of the door. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in taking people halfway, but painting it as the full way. There's such integrity. There's such truth that you must come to on your own path. Because there's such precision. There's such precision. And you birthing your signature work. And at the end of the day, that's some nuance that I just mentioned. At the end of the day, you're either in or you're out. Pardon me if I look super sleepy. Yeah, I do look, as I look at myself, I feel like I look super sleepy. I'm kicking back today. This is my robe and my pajamas. I'm super kicking back today, and I'm very happy about it. So, when you're at the door, and you're in or you're out, I can tell you that when you don't walk through, even if you might feel some relief for a moment, it's temporary, then the misery sets in. When you walk through the door, there's a feeling of home. I mean, really walk through the door. You might even sort of walk through the door several times, but you know when you walk to the other side because it feels like home. There's a kind of unapologeticness that awakens. There's things clicking together and a clarity that comes through that you don't get when you're on the other side of the door. So I encourage you to look at your own door and make your own decision. You're in or you're out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.